All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and as promised, we are back with more of my Road to Avengers Endgame MCU reviews. We are reviewing and watching all the Marvel movies in a row, not binging or anything, but one by one, in chronological order or as they came out of the theater. We are knocking them all out, and we have made it to Thor: The Dark World, the 8th movie in the series. Unless you count Punisher Warzone. Most people don't. And what is considered by many people to be the weakest of the Marvel movies. And I remember being underwhelmed at the theater. I remember being underwhelmed when I first got it on Blu-ray. When I found out it was lost, the only reason I was bummed that it was lost was because I knew that for the channel, I would have to buy it again in some form. That's how not looking forward to seeing this movie I was. And I was right. It didn't do anything. This is for me like the most nothing of the Marvel movies. The series of events that happen are basically this: Jane's in Paris, finds some weird like other dimensional shit. And then Thor shows up, takes her to Asgard. The Dark Elves attack, kill his mom. They go to the Dark Elves' place. They fight. Loki supposedly dies. And then they fight and it's over and the movie's done. So full spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen this movie. But it's just, the tone in this is very serious. Even the first one had a lighter tone than this, and that's fine. My problem with the tone is that they would just suddenly just take a hard right to comedy. It'd be like if a very serious movie, or like a very funny movie, like a movie where it's just joke after joke after joke. Like if the movie, let's say Airplane, the Zucker Brothers movie was always this, great funny movie, and then all of a sudden the plane just explodes and everyone dies. Or they actually go down and crash, and it's just, and they, boom, it's like all of a sudden it just turns really serious. Like, this isn't funny anymore. Everybody's dead. And then no joke afterward, And so it's just... the stuff with Skarsgård, Eric Selvig's character, I really like. The poor guy from the IT crowd and Bridesmaids he's just thrown in here. He's a funny, talented guy, and they give him nothing. Natalie Portman, somewhere down the road for me, personally, I used to adore Natalie Portman, and then somewhere down the line I just stopped caring, and I don't know what happened, but I just honestly, when I remember this movie first coming out and she doesn't die in this movie, I was bummed. I was actually thinking she needs to get killed off, because they have like no chemistry, and she just doesn't look like she cares about being there at all. I almost they could have had Kat Dennings' character, the actress play this character. Hell, and that's bad. Speaking of Kat Dennings, if your movie, this very serious end of the, France is going to get blown the fuck up and the Dark Elves are going to try to take over the world situation, if you're relying on a dimwit named Darcy to, save the day. I mean, there's a scene where we literally are waiting for Darcy to do the thing that she needs to do to save the world. And it's just like, if your movie is relying on that, if that's what your movie's doing, it just doesn't make sense. Tom Hiddleston and Hemsworth, of course, have great chemistry in this. Anthony Hopkins gets barely anything to do. Poor Rene Russo doesn't really get anything to do. Idris Elba, He kicks ass in this, and again, I'm starting to, like, the one thing I wondered about after seeing this was, why does Idris Elba hate playing Heimdall? He gets to kick some ass. I don't know. Like, I like it, but I don't know, whatever. He's the one playing the guy, not me. So, what's the dude who's playing Shazam? Zach Levi is here to replace the guy who went to be on Once Upon a Time as the one guy, and it's just whatever. Ray Stevenson's wasted. You know, like the Warriors 3 might as well not be in this. They're just not important. And really, Sif just gets kicked to the side of the curb. Like, Jamie Alexander, Natalie Portman. I don't know. I would have just pushed Natalie Portman off a cliff and ran off with Jamie Alexander. But let's see, what else? Well, we got Christopher Eccleston as Malekith, who right now Marvel is poised to make this huge, thing, War of the Realms, with Malekith, the Dark Elf, running rampant. And I'm sure that story is going to be more interesting than the Malekith we get here. Now, Malekith is not a new character to comics, but it is, if you're going to use like one of the most powerful Asgard Thor universe characters in this, and this is what they do with him, and it's just pathetic. This is like when people say this is, they don't have good villains. I'll give them this one. Because he didn't have any, I don't even really understand the motivations, just that they all have to, Asgard has to die, everybody has to die, everything's got to be dark, for what reason, and I don't know. Adewale from, I can't say his whole name, the guy who played Mr. Echo from Lost was in this for a second before he got turned into a freaking, I don't know what, he didn't really look anything that special. It's just everything. Like, I can also see what people say when they talk about the grunts and the soldiers in these in these movies, where they're all just basically just one thing. The whole army looks like stormtroopers, basically. One character. There's no difference in any of them. They're all just the same blobby thing. So what else do we have here? I mean, yeah, Loki fakes his death, but we don't find that out till the end. And here's like the biggest thing. Okay, so that's it for the main movie. You know what happens. They save the day, and it's not very interesting. The most interesting thing I find here at the end is the order in which they played the mid-credit scene and the final credit scene. They put the scene that everybody would be really waiting for. Like, they get this middle credit scene, right? And it's fucking bananas. And it is like, holy shit. What could possibly top that? We'll get to it. But I mean, it's really, really good. It gives us a jump forward and a preview into something crazy that's coming. And then the end credit scene, they give us Thor comes back to make out with Natalie Portman. That's the fucking end, besides the stupid thing that, came from Jotunheim. The big creature that came through on Jotunheim's running through an empty lot. That's your end credit scene. They put that there instead of the amazing, where Sif and Ray Stevenson's character, I forget his name, go to Benicio del Toro's Collector. This is our first appearance of Benicio del Toro as the Collector. This is also the first appearance of what we don't know is Nowhere. So we're being introduced to the Guardians of the Galaxy universe in this middle section of the credits. You even see what looks like, to me, Adam Warlock's cocoon in front of him. And we know that this is where the reality gem, I think, is, right? From an Infinity War, I think that's where they get it from Nowhere. Is the reality stone is on with the Collector. Which also makes you think about what happened during Guardians of the Galaxy when everything got blown up in the Collector's place, and how nobody found the Infinity Stone there. But they put that really amazing mid-credit scene in there and gave us make out with Chris Hemsworth. If they had put the Chris Hemsworth making out with Natalie Portman scene in the middle thing, it would have made more sense, because the girl, it would not to be whatever. People like seeing girls like Chris Hemsworth, okay? And so they're probably going to be more receptive of watching Chris Hemsworth making out with Natalie Portman. It'll give you something to watch and go, oh, okay, that's fine. And then you get to the end and you go, oh my God, I'm glad I stuck around. Like if I got I remember this, and I don't know if I stayed for all the way at the end, but if I had stayed all the way till the end of this movie and saw that scene, this is almost as bad as when Captain America just comes out and says like, and tells everybody basically how we're wasting our time staying. Well, actually, in retrospect, that might be one of the best ones. So anyway, that's Thor: The Dark World. I'm done talking about it. I hope I don't watch this movie for a really long time. I know that I haven't seen this for the last time, but I'm not looking forward to the next time that I have to. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Go to my 500 subscriber contest video that I put up. You can become a contestant in my newest contest for hitting 500 subscribers. If you want to do that, just watch that video. It'll tell you how to get signed up for that. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking and Review saying we will be back on Sunday with Captain America: The Winter Soldier, one that I am looking forward to rewatching. I can't believe it's only movie 9 that The Winter Soldier happened. But anyway, this is Robert Smirking and Review saying have a great night, and we will see you next time. Bye.